Hi, my name is Frank Amini, and I wanted to go over how I applied for a visitor visa to go to Korea from Canada this year. Just hoping that highlighting my experience makes other people's lives a little bit easier. Just want to mention that this was only my experience, and when you are applying for your visa, you should read the forms because they may be updated, websites might change, embassies might move, the rules might change, who knows, right? So I'm just saying what I went through just so you have that as a background knowledge. Okay, I'm going to get rid of my video and we're going to dive right in. So as we can see, the process is pretty simple. You'll apply in person. They'll go over your application with you. They'll look at it. They'll approve it, hopefully, and you got the visa. There's normally 3 different kinds of visas globally. You've got the sticker visa that takes up a whole page in your passport. If you're from Iran coming to Canada, you have this. There's the e-visas that most countries are going towards nowadays, like Russia and Korea, for example. And then there's also the stamp visas. Let's say you're a Canadian citizen going to the Emirates, you will have a stamp in your passport. The entry stamp will be your visa. They're the same thing. Korea has only the e-visa. This one you can print at home. If you lose it, you can print another one. You know, there's no originality and they can check the validity online, and it's just much more straightforward. The visa type that I applied for was C-3-9, short-term tourist visa. Now, there'll be a few documents that you will need when you get to the embassy. Make sure you have all of them before you book your appointment. You'll need your passport, of course, and you'll need a photocopy. You need your Canadian work permit and a photocopy of that, and a photograph that has the date stamped on the back when you have it taken. Make sure that it's the right size when you have it taken. If you have a PR card, of course, you'll have your original PR card and the photocopy of it. Now, the embassy does want your passport and status in Canada to have expiry of more than 6 months after your expected return. So just keep that in mind when you're applying. So if you're in maintain status, you just gotta wait till your document gets here. I know it sucks. After that, you're gonna need to fill out the 6-page, 5-page visa form. It's pretty straightforward, really standard questions. You know, who are you? Where have you lived? Where have you visited? Where did you study? What do you do for work? Have you been to Korea before? All that good stuff. There are 2 forms. Well, I filled this form out twice. Probably didn't need to, but anyway. You'll also need proof of affiliation. So if you're working, proof of letter of employment, pretty standard. When you started, where do you work, how much do you make, what's the company's name, what's your name. I just printed mine off of the company's portal. I didn't need any official signatures or stamps or anything like that. And if you're a student, you'll just get your proof of enrollment online. You don't need anything official, I don't think. They want 3 months of bank statements. Bring 4 just in case. You know, if it's like October 2nd and you have the statement for the last 3 months, they might ask for a 4th. Also make sure that your name is on the account. If your name is not on the account, somebody else is paying for your trip, then you have to have a notarized letter from them saying that, hey, I'm paying for this person's trip. Here's my bank account details. Probably wouldn't hurt to have that person with you anyway. Third piece of documents that you'll need is your planned flights. You don't have to buy them. You just have to have a screenshot right before you pay of exactly what flight you're going to take, what flight you're going to come back. They want to make sure that you can transit the country if there's a transit country. And they will look at the cost of the flight and see if you have the money for it. You also need a hotel booking confirmation. Again, it can be just like this when you put a reservation down, but you can always cancel it and get a refund, or you can again take a screenshot right before you pay. They want to make sure that you can afford the hotel and the flights and everything. Last thing that you'll need is a detailed itinerary. I recommend the website Wonderlog. It's free, it's awesome. They want to know what day, what are you doing, where are you sleeping? The next day, what are you doing, where are you sleeping? So you can say, oh, on this day I'm going to this, and this thing. I'm sleeping at this hotel. On the next day, I'm taking a bus to a different city, and I'm doing this, this, and this thing, and I'm sleeping at that hotel. They want to make sure that you're a serious traveler, of course, and this is also really helpful because you can plan out your trip and not have to, run around clueless when you get there. The website that I got my form off of, and I printed and filled it out, well, I filled it out and then printed it, was this, overseas.mofa.go.kr/ca/Toronto-en. Really straightforward. Make sure you find your right visa type. You might have to click next on the menu button. It might be on the second page. And it has all the rules of, all the things that I'm saying here, essentially. So this is one form, and then they also have the e-visa portal, so to speak. I don't know if I needed to fill this one out, but I filled it out anyway. It's the same form, it's the same information, but this one is online. I'm thinking that maybe this one goes to head office and the other one stays at the consulate. Who knows? When you do get your e-visa approved, you go to this same website, and I think you go under application and check status, and you put in your name and application number that they give you at the consulate. To book your appointment, you want to go to this website, torbooking.com/en, and this will be your, on the left side, this will be your front page. Make sure you scroll to the bottom of this page and you read all of the rules before you make your appointment. Very important. Click your make an appointment. You'll get this second page here on the right. Scroll down, you click visa, and then you click visa application. Pretty straightforward. To get to the consulate, I just took public transit from Union Station. This is what the consulate looks like from the outside. You enter through here, and the entrance is at the very, very back. So you have to go around. And then you go through security, and then you just wait in line. At your appointment, they will call you up by your last name, and you go up with all your documents. They go over the form with you. They look at the questions. They ask you questions if they have any. They can take a scan of every page of your passport, and they look at your permit and photocopy, make sure the permit is legitimate, and make sure all the photocopy is the correct copy of it. And then you'll have to pay your application fee right there. They don't accept credit, only debit and cash. And Visa debit and MasterCard debit do not work either, only Interac works. I found that out a little bit of the hard way, but make sure to bring cash with you just in case. I bought $52 in exact change just in case this would happen. You pay your application fee, and then they give you a confirmation. It's a little slip of paper that they handwrite the application number on. The pros of this process is that you get to keep your passport with you. You only go to the embassy once, and if it gets rejected, you don't have to go and pick up your passport. If it gets accepted, you don't have to wait for a sticker to get printed and stuck into your passport. And you can just print it at home. Make sure you do print it out and have a physical copy when you're going through the airports. The phone might die. The officers might want to see a physical copy. Who knows? And if you lose it, you can always print more, which is pretty good. 14 days after I applied, I got this in the e-visa portal that I said. Make sure when you put in your name to put it as last name space first name. That's the Korean naming convention. That's how their system works. I'm sure they will point this out to you at the embassy. I only asked for, I think, 10 days. They gave me 90 days. And they gave me, I think, 90 days from the date that it was approved. So they said, okay, you have a visa now. Within the next 3 months, you can go visit, but you have to leave by this date. Pretty straightforward. Congratulations, now you have it. Now, you have to book your flight and pay for your hotels. Now's a good time to buy yourself some travel insurance as well, because you're abroad. Make sure you don't need a visa for any transiting countries. You can't really transit the US if you don't have a US multiple entry visa. So I would recommend avoiding that. Flying direct is the most easy process without a headache. And make sure that your passport is valid for 6 months after your planned return, because you don't want to get, you just want to double check, right? Now, just for curiosity, this is what got put into my passport. This was the entry stamp. It was a sticker. And if we have a closer look, we can see that it has your name, your passport number, when you entered, when you have to leave, and a QR code. They didn't have a stamp for the exit, just like Canada, US, and the UK. This is a quick overview of my bibliography and just copyrights for the photos I used. And thank you for your time.